I think sometimes we look at these timeless artists, people like Michelangelo, who did the Sistine Chapel, and we assume that they were these billionaire sorts of artists because their work was so popular. But oftentimes, those pieces of art didn't sell for millions until after the artists had been dead a long time, and during their lifetime, they relied on the support of wealthy patrons who funded their creativity. Some of the most timeless works of art have come from the church during periods of time when patronage was popular. Fast forward hundreds of years to now, and thanks to the rise of record labels in the 20th century, now the main goal of popular music, including a lot of Christian music, is about making money, not necessarily about making art or making something beautiful or inspiring people to worship. And many people want to change this. So a lot of folks don't know that Mountaintops actually began with an act of patronage. I was writing lots of songs, and we started to lead some of them in church during worship time. And I was asking God what, if anything, I should do with these songs beyond that. And so the word I got from the Lord was to wait. And so I waited and waited and waited. And eventually one Sunday, my friend Cody came up to me and he said, "How much would it cost to record some of these songs that we've been singing in church?" And so after a little bit of discussion, he handed me a check and he said, "Why don't you go and record a few of these songs?" And so now, a year later, thanks to God's kindness and Cody's generosity and the support of many of you and the team of artists and musicians that we put together, we made good on that promise. And we recorded 3 singles with Mountaintops and released those. And the music went a lot further than we imagined it would. We've gotten emails from people around the world, people that are being moved by the music, churches that are singing the songs, and we've had some really sweet moments of worship with many of you. So we want to keep this good work going, but there are some fixed costs involved in recording and leading worship nights, and we can't fund it by ourselves. And so rather than pursue a relationship with a record label, we thought we would try and build a community of patrons, just like many of us give money to organizations or to missionaries around the world. And so we've launched a Patreon campaign where, in exchange for a small amount of money each month, you get really cool patron rewards. You've probably seen pictures of Michelangelo's famous statue of King David, but what you probably haven't seen is the other 4 statues that he was working on at the same time that never got finished because the funding dried up. We don't want to share that creative fate with Michelangelo. We've got dozens more songs to record. We want to do an EP soon. Eventually we want to do an album, and loads of places where we'd like to lead worship nights. And so we're asking you, if this resonates with you, if you've been moved by the music of Mountaintops or the moments of worship that we've had, would you consider making a monthly donation? It's really easy to do. It only takes 2 or 3 minutes to fill out your monthly contribution. So in order to keep this creative work going, we need your help. We're inviting you to help us re-envision the system of patronage and to create beautiful music that will inspire people to encounter and worship God.